workers, minerals, Vespane gas, I don't know if I pronounced that right, and a command center. I start out every match with only these resources at my disposal. It's my job to turn them into something that can defeat my opponent. Generally, that means I need to build structures capable of training units for my army. My build order determines how many end of the matchup plays out. This game, I've opted for a quick Hellion attack. Not only will it offer me a chance to deal some damage to my opponent, but it will allow me to scout. But it seems I don't have much to worry about. My opponent went for a greedy build order, focusing entirely on his economy instead of his army. Unfortunately for him, the match isn't going to last long enough for that risk to pay off. My Hellions make short work of his single queen and handful of zerglings. With his front line out of the way, I'm free to rush into his mineral line and roast his workers, denying him the resources he needs to muster an army. Facing down a marine reinforcement, it's not long before my Zerg opponent types out the two letters GG. Easy. As soon as the victory screen displays, anxiety floods out of my body. StarCraft is tense. It isn't an exaggeration to say that there's never a moment to relax until a match is over. Bristling with confidence, I get up to check my next opponent. And it's Accel. I draw my lips in a line and let my shoulders slouch. Welp, that's the end of this tournament run. Accel is one of South Korea's strongest terrain players. He's well known for his old school cred, balanced playstyle and friendly banter. He lost in the round of 8 of last season's VSL. A respectable finish, it's not a high paying one. From what I remember, Accel was a damn good Brood War player, but he was out of his prime when the sequel hit last year, so it makes sense that he switched. While I'm considering what sort of a rush I could do to steal a win, I feel a tap on my shoulder and turn. Huh? So, you are a foreigner, and find none other than the man himself standing there. It's a bit surreal, considering I followed Accel's play for about as long as I've been into StarCraft. Luckily, his nonchalant manner disarms my surprise. Yeah, I think we play next round. I'm Mac, a Tyran. He misses a beat before regaining his smile, likely surprised that I understood, and then answered him. Yeah, I saw you win your game. Not bad. It's not common to see foreigners at all out attack. Are you on a team? I'm not trying to find one though. I'm sure you know how that goes. I grin stupidly, which Accel doesn't seem to mind. He pauses to scratch his cheek before responding. Well, good luck. Don't expect another easy match. You too, thanks. God damn it. At least he laughed. My stress from before is mostly gone. If I lose, big deal. I'm expected to lose. If I win, I'd better sell. I'm still chewing over which cheese I should perform before finally deciding just to play standard. I shouldn't squander the rare chance to practice against a top player. He and I banter back and forth in the pre-game lobby for a bit before the game gets underway. I haven't gone up against a player as strong as Accel in a while. There probably wasn't a single person at this VSL qualifier at his level. Old school Brood War terrain plays classic marine tank style, probably about to crush me. Yes, okay. That only makes the potential victory all the more tantalizing. It's a chance to prove to myself that I've got what it takes. Even if we decide on playing standard, I've still got a decision to make on how to execute my mid-game strategy. This map is well suited for a Hellion attack. I'll have plenty of room to poke around its expansion since it lacks a choke point. An attack by air might also be a strong option. The distance between our bases is relatively long by land, but it'll take a Banshee less than 5 seconds to travel from mine to his. I'm confident with both styles. It's just a matter of how I want to execute the attack. Ooh, I get to choose? Air assault. I cut all extraneous unit production to get out of a Banshee as soon as possible. The earlier I'm about to hit, the less chance that Accel will have the right defenses. With my Banshee en route, I clear out the path to his base with a handful of Marines. Denying information on my opponent is important, even if I don't plan to attack from that blind spot. Ooh. It seems to have been the right choice, as his Marines are out of position when my Banshee arrives at his base. I managed to secure a few worker kills before ordering a retreat. Since I didn't lose my Banshee, Accel has to spend minerals and air defenses. Knowing that, I prepare to transition to a full-on ground army. This game is going insanely well. Though Accel took his expansion before I did, the damage he took puts us on even footing. I follow up with an army of Marines, Marauders and dropships, the bread and butter of most Terran players. Since I cleared the space between our bases, he's in the dark about the timing of his next attack. There's a solid chance that I could do enough damage here to end the game. But just as I arrive at the outskirts of Accel's expansion, one of his dropships uploads a handful of Marines in my base. That's going to slow my ability to reinforce. Whoa, shit! With my focus on dropping the main, Accel rushed into the army and left outside of the base while I wasn't paying attention. He's got a concave formation on me. I'm tripping over my words, and just like that my advantage evaporates. Though I managed to stay in the game for a bit longer, Accel wisely guides his lead by immediately taking in third base. Soon enough, his economic advantage is reflected by the size of his army. After my blunder, Accel's play was airtight. There really wasn't anything for me to do. With a groan, I offer a GG and concede the match. I didn't exactly throw my lead, but I did get seriously outplayed. Fantasizing about how a victory would have felt doesn't help me keep my mind off the loss. Knowing that I did my best only helps so much. But not a moment later, Accel turns the corner with a smile and raised eyebrows. Good game, man. You're actually not bad. I assume you were here for fun or something. Oh, thanks. I am here for fun though. You play really well. I'm surprised most foreigners don't hit timings like that. Good vision control too, and your scouting was top notch. You're really not on a team? Are you at least staying at a team house, or are you studying abroad? Nothing like that. I'm staying by myself in an apartment by the VSL studios. So, you came to the career alone on your own dime. You're not just visiting. Yes? I do my best not to seem awkward about my answer, but any reason to worry disappears when Accel smiles. It takes some serious guts to move out here like that. I can't think of a single person who's made it out here on their own. A few nearby competitors watch our conversation. It's probably not often that Accel gives his attention to a random nobody he crushes early in a bracket. I've got some time before my next game. Let me introduce you to a friend of mine. Oh, sure. With a nod, Accel leads me from the PC area to the back of the cafe. We pass a number of known players on the way there, most lounging around no differently than the cafe's other patrons. Maybe they aren't that different. I guess even professionals like to kick back with a tangle of chords and rush of caffeine every now and then. Games shouldn't be all about business. Shouldn't be all business all the time. Although I bet that KPGA executives disagree. Accel comes to a stop away from the constant tapping of keyboards. He then plops himself into a seat against the wall and invites me to join him with a wave of his hand. As I take my seat, I look up to find someone I recognize at his side. Jett, a Zerg, a former VSL champion. She won StarCraft 2's very first grand final back in the beta. A year ago, she might have been the game's most famous player. Her flippant and inflammatory antics have made her a somewhat controversial figure. She rarely GGs, and isn't afraid to talk trash on stage. And there she is, just sitting there. It's all I can do not to stare. A smile plays on her lips when she glances past me to Accel. Accel, seriously, stop promising me my autograph as a reward for beating you. Hilarious. He can understand you, by the way. Who are you up against next round? Man. Some sort of dishwasher on LHT / I hate ZVZ. And Jett rolls her eyes back to me after a brief appraisal. She lifts her chin and speaks a single word. Name? What? Oh, I'm Mac Taran. I'm teamless. Jett shifts her gaze back to Accel, as if to ask, why did he bring this noob back here? But before she can actually say anything, Accel comes to my defense with an easy smile. Hey, cool it with adjustment until you've seen him play. Plus, you ever heard of a foreigner that came out here alone just for StarCraft? My man right here, you have to admit, that's brave. If that endorsement wasn't convincing enough, he offers one of his classic grins for good measure. Good measure. The response seems to satisfy her, for now. While I try to keep from showing anything to contradict Accel's assessment, Jett aims her attention back at me. Didn't see your name on the list of people who made it past the VSL qualifier. How did you place? I lost my second to last match to qualify. Before that, I dropped out in the final game of the last series. 2 attempts without making it, huh? I had to tell much from that. Mainly depends on the bracket you had. How do you live out here with no team? Do you stream or something? I used to stream, but I don't get enough viewers to make any money. My following is pretty small. Small is an understatement. Non-existent is closer to the truth. So, your parents pay for everything? No, I'm here on my summer job earnings and a little bit extra from my grandparents. How lucky. I never got any handouts. This isn't going very well. Still, Accel looks as collected as ever, watching with a smile as the interrogation continues. Did you play Brood War? Brood War? Not really, I mean I had a copy as a kid, but I wasn't good. Had to cheat to even finish the campaign. Oh, then you were only a little bit worse than Jett. Jett scowls silently at the jab. It's true that the 2 years she spent playing Brood War were mostly unremarkable. Then this is your first try at the professional gaming? When I nod, she gives me a hard look. Why are you out here? What do you mean? I'm sure you're aware of your chances. It's been more than 5 years since a foreign pro gamer accomplished anything noteworthy in Korea. I know what she's getting at, but it's not like I have a particularly great or unique answer. I scratch behind my head and look away. I mean, why else? I want to become better at StarCraft. Everyone knows that Korea is the best place to do that. And why is that? Well, but no! I'm asking why you want to become better. Oh, feels like she's forcibly extracting the truth from me. All the same, I can't leave her expression unanswered. I do my best to avoid showing the embarrassment I feel in my honest response. Because I want to be a champion, or at the least show I can compete at that level. Everyone who plays this game wants that, don't they? You're right, but about one thing, every idiot that makes it to Grandmaster and takes a map of a good player thinks they're pro gamer material. A champion, huh? Sheesh! She clicks her tongue and sighs. It doesn't seem displeased, well, at least any more so than usual. I wouldn't have much ground to stand on if I disagreed with her. Jett is one of the few who has accomplished what the rest of us dream about. Don't be so harsh. His style is solid and he stood toe to toe with me for a while. With enough time he could compete. What do you think? Why don't you practice with him a bit? I could. Little harm in giving him a chance. Wait, back up. What just happened? Did he say practice and did she say yes? Accel answers her with a pleased expression. Jett takes a moment to stretch out before again crossing her arms across her chest. Stop staring and say something, Mac. The sound of my name wakes me from my stunned silence. I jolt upright and offer a flurry of nods. Ooh, sorry, I say yes, definitely yes. Jett and Accel watch me in silence until I lower myself back into my seat. It takes some determination to come out here alone. Let's see if it translates to wins, eh? With a thumbs up, it's settled. I have somehow found myself with one of the best practice partners in the world. I really hope this isn't just for the novelty of playing with some random foreigner. Accel, it's about time to get back to all-out attack. I wouldn't want you to get DQ'd if we'll be matching in the semis. Can you be certain that I didn't lose to Mac already? What if this was my way of saving face? Funny, have you lost a foreigner even once? Hey, you never know who's playing on a barcode account. You sure you don't want to pop split? Final offer. Collude? With you? Not a chance. What about you, Mac? Gonna stick around? A PC bang with the bustle of a tournament isn't a great training environment. The bracket will probably take a few hours to work through too. No, I'm gonna head home. Got a lot of practicing to do tonight. Leaving already? Well, hey, it was good to meet you, man. Be at the Golden Zone Fire tomorrow morning and we'll find out if you're overhyped. Will do. I rise and offer them each a nod in thanks before heading back towards the PC area. The last thing I see is a vague smile from Jett as she leans over and whispers something to Accel. I squeeze my way through the growing crowd and manage to make it through the doorway leading outside. When I hit the streets, I am met with a cool breeze and a rush of voices, sound and light. This is it. A shot. One final shot to make it happen. One last chance to live the life I want. I quicken my pace, eager for the comfort of a dark room and bright monitor. This is the day that everything changes. SC2VN, written and directed by TJ Huckabee and produced there